Most of the cookware sitting in American kitchens right now will be garbage within 5 years. Not because it broke, because it was designed to become garbage. The average household replaces its pots and pans every 4 to 7 years. The cookware industry knows this. They built their entire business model around it. Every flaking nonstick surface, every warped aluminum base, every handle that loosens after 18 months. None of that is accidental. That is engineering. Deliberate, profitable, and aimed directly at your wallet. There is a pot that has not changed its core design since 1958. It does not need a warranty because it does not fail. It will outlive everyone in your household. And the industry has spent 60 years trying to make sure you never buy it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do about it. Here is what the cookware industry needs you to believe. They need you to believe that newer is better, that coatings equal performance, that if a pan costs $40, a pan that costs $80 must cook twice as well. Between 2010 and 2023, the global cookware market grew from roughly $8 billion to over $14 billion. That growth did not come from people buying better pots. It came from people replacing the inferior ones they had already bought. Walk into any big-box retailer today. You will see cookware sets marketed with language like revolutionary non-stick technology and triple reinforced coating. Those phrases mean nothing. There is no regulatory body that defines them, no independent standard that certifies them. A brand can call its coating diamond-infused, based on the presence of a single synthetic carbon particle per square centimeter. Legally, they are not lying. Practically, they are selling you fiction. Meanwhile, the average PTFE-based nonstick pan, the kind in 60% of American kitchens, begins degrading at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. A standard gas burner on high reaches that temperature in under 3 minutes. The coating does not disappear dramatically. It flakes. It migrates into your food in particles invisible to the naked eye. And within 2 to 3 years, it no longer performs the one function it was purchased to perform. You paid for a surface. The surface left. And now you are back in the store. This is not a flaw in the system. This is the system. Here is where it gets interesting. In 1958, a company called Vollrath, a Wisconsin manufacturer founded in 1874, was already producing 18-8 stainless steel commercial cookware for institutional kitchens. Hospitals, military mess halls, professional restaurants. These were environments where cookware had to perform every single day under brutal conditions for years without replacement. The design they settled on was not complicated. Heavy-gauge stainless steel body, encapsulated aluminum or copper core for heat distribution, riveted or welded stainless handles, no coating, no surface that could degrade, just metal doing what metal does. That design is functionally identical to what the best stainless manufacturers produce today. The geometry is the same. The metallurgy is the same. The performance ceiling is the same. But it gets worse. Between the 1970s and the 1990s, consumer cookware brands, sensing the profitability of replacement cycles, began introducing cheaper alternatives. They replaced 1810 stainless with 18-0. They reduced wall thickness from 3 millimeters to 1. They replaced riveted handles with screwed fittings. They introduced non-stick as the standard rather than the exception. The result was cookware that felt lighter in the store and failed faster in the kitchen. By 2000, the bifurcation was complete. Professional-grade stainless steel was being sold at restaurant supply stores and specialty retailers at prices that felt high to consumers trained on $40 sets. Consumer-grade coated cookware was being sold everywhere else, with heavy marketing budgets and planned obsolescence baked into the product. Here is what they really do not want you to see. The cost difference is smaller than they need you to believe. A fully clad stainless steel skillet from a reputable manufacturer costs between $60 and $150. The average American household spends approximately $200 on cookware replacement every 5 years. Over 20 years, that is $800 spent on pans that no longer exist. A single quality stainless piece, purchased once, costs less over a lifetime than the disposable alternative purchased repeatedly. The industry is not selling you cookware. They are selling you a subscription you never agreed to. And here is one more fact worth sitting with. Vintage all-clad, De Meyer, and Mauviel pieces from the 1970s and 1980s regularly sell on secondary markets for prices matching or exceeding their original retail cost, adjusted for inflation. So people pay more for a 40-year-old stainless pot than for a new one from a department store, because the 40-year-old pot still works perfectly. When was the last time someone paid full price for a used nonstick pan? Here is the actionable part. Here is what you actually do with this information. There are 4 categories of cookware worth understanding. Everything else is noise. Fully clad stainless steel. This is the standard. The term fully clad means the aluminum or copper core runs the entire length of the pan, including up the sidewalls, not just across the base. This matters because heat does not only come from below, it travels up the walls and affects how food cooks at the edges. Disc bottom pans, where a separate heat-distributing disc is bonded only to the base, are cheaper to manufacture and less consistent to cook with. Do not confuse them. The brands that have maintained this standard consistently are All-Clad, made in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, De Meyer, made in Belgium, and Mauviel, made in Villedieu-les-Poêles, France. All 3 have been producing professional-grade stainless for more than 50 years. All 3 sell products today that are functionally identical to what they sold in the 1970s. That is not stagnation. That is evidence. Commercial-grade stainless from Restaurant Supply. Vollrath and Winco produce uncoated stainless steel pots, stock pots, sauce pots, rondeau pans that are sold primarily to food service operations. They are not pretty. They have no marketing budget. A Vollrath 12-quart stock pot costs approximately $35 and will survive daily commercial kitchen use for decades. This is the most cost-efficient quality cookware available to the average consumer. Most people have never heard of it. Carbon steel. This deserves a brief mention. Carbon steel is what professional restaurant kitchens actually use for high-heat searing and egg work. It requires seasoning, a process of building up polymerized oil layers, but once seasoned, it is functionally non-stick without any coating. De Meyer, a French manufacturer producing carbon steel since 1830, makes pans that become more effective the longer you own them. The opposite of every non-stick pan you have ever purchased. Cast iron, specifically pre-1960 American cast iron from Lodge, Griswold, or Wagner. Modern Lodge is still manufactured in the United States and is a legitimate lifetime purchase at an accessible price point. Vintage Griswold and Wagner pieces, machined to a smoother finish than modern production, are available at thrift stores and estate sales for between $10 and $40. A Griswold skillet from 1940 performs better than a non-stick skillet from 2024. That is not nostalgia. That is physics. What to avoid is simpler. Avoid any cookware marketed primarily by its coating. Avoid anything described as ceramic nonstick. Ceramic coatings degrade faster than PTFE and carry the same replacement cycle problem. Avoid cookware sold in large sets at promotional prices. Sets are a retail strategy. They sell you pieces you will never use at a cost that subsidizes the 2 pieces you actually need. So if a pan requires you to treat it gently, it has already failed at its primary job. You now know something that most people will go their entire